Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be filming another Get Ready With Me. If you notice, I have my two sisters with me. We're just going to be discussing the BLM movement and how we feel about it as black women. And if you're ready to watch that, go ahead and stick around.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. We have already done our eyebrows, so we're just going to go ahead and start with foundation. This one here doesn't wear any foundation, guys, so she's going to just start with the eyes.
And I'm concealing my lids with the same concealer that I use to conceal my eyebrows. And yeah, so me and Christy went to a protest in Oakland. Okay, and if you know Oakland, if you know the Bay Area, Oakland is the home of most black people, and it's also kind of the most ratchetest, and also we are so proud to be black.
So how was the actual protest?
The protest was so peaceful.
It was peaceful?
There was nobody doing it. Like, it was crazy. And it didn't even have a lot of cops, to be honest. Like, there was like minimal amount of cops. And the first time when I
would have thought that, I'm not gonna lie, I would have thought that the protest out there would have been a little.
No, there was definitely a protest before the protest that we went to.
Mm-hmm. On the days or the same day?
There was definitely looting.
There's multiple protests every day.
There was definitely looting out there, but by the time that we went
to
the
protest. So you guys
went
to like the midday protest? Or?
Yeah, we went to one that started at
like pretty early?
4.
The one we went to started at 4.
Yeah, started at 4, we got there at 5:30.
We started our marching around
at
5:30.
Okay,
yeah.
So at each of these protests, is there like someone that's like leading it, or is it just everyone out there just kind of?
So the one that we went to was for an Oakland Tech High School, and it's like really black, and there was a lot of speeches. There was multiple speeches. We couldn't really hear them, but you can like hear them talk about like, you know, including black people and how all lives do matter, but you have to focus on the people that need help first.
Exactly.
And so yeah, it was just like, my thoughts of the protest was that there were multiple, like, you know, you could see like homosexual couples, you could see just like young little tiny kids, little babies, mothers.
Have kids out there?
Yes, honey.
Yeah. How do you guys feel about people taking their kids to the protest?
I was telling her, me and Chrissy were talking about this. I feel like they should be at the little rally.
Okay.
So the rally where you talk about it, but definitely not at the wall. That's just like ridiculous.
Okay.
Because
you have to get to the rally by walking.
No, the rally is where you meet up. So that's where you talk.
Yeah.
That's where you talk and you plan it and you say, this is our mission, this is what we're doing it for. Okay. And then after that, when you choose to walk away, after that, anything can happen. Someone could throw one glass bottle on the ground or drop it on accident and people could pop off.
I honestly wouldn't feel comfortable taking Savannah or
Right. I wouldn't want you to.
I think rally.
I think a certain age. I think a certain age.
So what would be the age for you that you would feel that it's okay for kids to go?
I don't have kids.
I think when a kid is.
I know, but you still. I mean, being in that type of environment.
I would say when my child is old enough to know to look both ways across the street, meaning that they are aware of their surroundings.
So like,
meaning they're aware of their distance away from me. You're like, you know, so whether that's like 11 or 10. I think it depends on the child.
So if you know that you're going to a type of rally that's going to have that can potentially be a little
crazy, would you even take them? No, I would not.
I would never take my child to the march part. Definitely after talking to Audrey and thinking about this topic before.
Yeah.
But I think there's a difference between like learning about something at home, seeing something on TV,
and seeing something,
and then being a part of that crowd.
Yeah.
Like, when I went there and I was a part of that crowd, it really like blew me away. Like being a part of something bigger than myself.
Right. There were so many emotions. It was just like a lot. It was just like there's emotions before you go. There's emotions after. There's emotions during. There's emotions that people will influence on you. It's just like so crazy. Like it's so crazy. I felt like I experienced like some black men that weren't even standing up. They were just there walking.
Do you think they need to say something?
I just feel like I don't know. I didn't judge them when they weren't.
You don't think that them being there was enough?
I think that, yeah, of course, but there's something that you feel inside where you're saying those chants. Like the first time you say it, like when you say Breonna Taylor, you say Breonna Taylor, then you say it over and over. You say it over and over until you get like, this could be me. This could be me. This could be me. Like, what the heck? Like, this could be my sister. This could be my brother. This could be my aunt who just went to the store. So many times you hear stories of just like, my dad went to get milk, never came back.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know, it's just like, it was really a humbling experience. And
so what would you say was your overall, like, what was the reason why you wanted to actually go out to the protest?
I wanted to go because I do believe that our voice and joining together for a positive movement is something that people should do if you get the chance. I'm able-bodied, and also because I do have family who are in the medical field, and in you know every field that is involved with this. So I feel as though I need to do my part and support my people who look like me, because that could be me. That could be my neighbor who was so nice, never did anything to anybody. People always say over and over.
Don't mind Louise in the background.
People always say over and over, like, oh my gosh, she was so loving. Like they said, George Floyd was a gentle giant. Like he never hurt anybody.
I mean, for the most part, it's like people are judging us off of our looks. It's like you see a tall man, buff man, doesn't even have to be, you know, in the best of shape. And they're just letting the look of someone intimidate them. And it's almost like you want to assert your power. Like, it's almost like they want to assert their power over them before to prove, like, no, like I'm bigger than you. This gun on my hip is bigger than you.
So basically, they're responding from fear.
Exactly.
A lot of these black men are responding from fear. Like I was watching countless videos.
A lot of the way that they reacted, exactly with the comments.
But it's also that
they're already ready to defend themselves. Before anything ever happens, before they even
both of them are ready to defend themselves.
As soon as they see the lights behind them, it's like they jump into defense mode. They're already ready for. They don't know what's gonna happen.
But it's also because a lot of black men at young ages, they experience cops who just stop. They stop for no reason. I remember that happened to my brother multiple times when I was walking home from school.
All right, Chrissy. So what was your reasoning for wanting to go to the protest?
Your reasoning? So I would say that the reason I felt I needed to be a part of a protest in physical form is just because I feel like I've been, you know, I've been a part of a mental protest for a while. Just like really been focusing on cultivating my knowledge of self in regards to the true Black history, not the narrative given by America.
Exactly.
And so seeing people marching in the streets, I felt like, you know, learning about protests, understanding what they stand for, and especially with this being something that really matters to me, I felt like I needed to be out there. And then also with the fact that, you know, Audra and Tiffany were leaving the Bay Area, you know, they're moving. I feel like this was an important aspect of their departure. You know, they came up to the Bay Area to pursue school, and I felt like we would really be missing out on an opportunity if we didn't participate in this together.
Exactly.
Because I can go up there and I can participate in a protest. They can participate in a protest where they are if they want to. But I was like, I want to share this experience.
Do you feel like things out there in the Bay Area, or how you get treated as a Black woman, do you feel like it's different out there than when you come out here to Southern California?
I do feel like although the Bay Area and Southern California are very different, I think being a Black woman in either area is exactly the same thing. I think if being a Black woman anywhere in America is exactly the same thing.
You have to hold your ground. You have to be
what I've learned is that being a Black woman anywhere in the world is the same thing. Because racism is not an American problem like we have been taught, what many of us have believed. Racism is a global issue. America has a global influence, you know. So, I don't see a difference between the Bay Area and Southern California.
Let me see. Do I feel like that? I feel like we went to a different high school, and so I don't know what your high school experience was at all. But I know that from my high school.
So you went to the same high school, but you feel like you went to two different high schools?
No, she went to. Didn't you go? Which one did you go?
I went to two high schools.
You went to high school.
Oh, you didn't graduate from high school too?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, but she started at a different.
Yeah, I started at Grwm Valley High School.
So she went to my high school at a younger age.
No, I went to your high school, Rancho Verde High School.
You went there first or second?
Second. I graduated from there.
Yeah, but you went there after the other high school. Right?
Yeah, I went there. I went to Rancho.
So you went to
junior and senior year.
So yeah, for me, I had all my high school friends from like middle school. So I had like the same friends, and the high school that I graduated from had majority Black people and majority Hispanic. So it was very like brown colored people, and like the the Caucasian population was very minimal. I think I had like one white friend in high school, but throughout of my school experience, I did have like, it'll always just be one. But I feel like for me, my high school experience was people loved the Black people in my high school. They loved the Black people. Is that everybody thought I was so funny. Everybody thought that I was just like, oh my god, like Audra. Oh my god, I was just.
So you're saying that being a Black woman, expressing your Blackness in whatever form.
Yeah, was very welcoming there. Yeah, where I was. Yeah. So that made me, that's why in high school, I started my natural hair journey in high school. I was not afraid. I was like one of the first people in high school to even do it. Like, wear an afro, transitioning your hair.
If you were doing it in middle school, weren't you? Like,
I was wearing but
right?
Yeah, but I'm saying like wearing like,
and even just as, I mean, I don't know about Christy, but even as me myself, I remember when you did start wearing your natural hair. I was just like, what are you doing? Like, why are you walking around with your hair sitting on top of your head? Like, I was so like what not even in touch with my own self.
Yeah.
That I was so against you wearing your natural hair. And I'm so happy and so thankful that at the end of the day you continue to do it. You're just like, I don't care. Like, I'm still gonna I'm gonna wear my hair. And whoever doesn't like it, doesn't like it. And I was just like, and after a while, I feel like I gradually was just like, wow, like I was so impressed by it. And I would say even to this day, I'm not gonna lie, like I don't wear my natural hair. And I feel like I guess I in a way would have been brainwashed with thinking that my natural hair, you know, is beautiful. And that's something that I feel like I'm starting to want to work on that. Because like our hair is beautiful, and I see other black women, and when I see them with their hair, and I feel like the reason why I haven't transitioned to wear my natural hair is because I'm just like the working of it right now. It's like it's gonna take a lot of work,
but the work of getting your hair done is a lot. These braids be taking hours.
But you also need to realize
installation of
she has beautiful hair. Like, you guys haven't seen her hair. She doesn't wear her hair like that, but her hair is beautiful.
She is really spoiled, and I don't like her, but
it's just your own.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love my hair. I'm just like, I don't have like the patience for it, but I don't want that be the reason why I don't let my natural beauty shine through.
If you have the patience to sit there, and
I was literally, honestly, the other day I was inside. I went to a restroom the other day, and this little old lady, you know, I think she was a Caucasian female, older woman, and she comes out and first she's just like, you are so beautiful, your hair is so beautiful, and I'm just like, oh, you know, thank you. And then she automatically was like, is that a wig?
Right.
And I felt so offended that
she would assume
she would just assume like, okay, yes, it is, you know what I mean? But the fact that you just assume, because there are so many African American women whose hair naturally grows out of their scalp like this, and for you to just look at me and automatically just
your hair is, let me know.
I know, I love my hair, okay,
I'm saying, like, your hair is long. Your hair.
I know. It's just
then what are you talking about?
But I'm just
because if you wear your real hair, she was
and yes, I know.
She's crazy. She is really nice.
And I was just so taken aback by it though. Yeah. Because they just feel like our beauty is just not natural. Yeah. And it's like it is natural, honey. You know what I mean? Like, yes, we are naturally beautiful.
Yeah. And I feel like I've had that experience too. I've had experiences with braids where people say that, like, is that your real hair? And I'm like, is it my job to educate you, or is it my job to like put you in your place and know that you shouldn't ask me that, because I don't give a fuck about what your hair looks like. I don't care about what your hair looks like. At the end of the day, what is the point of you asking me, like, you know, about mine? And then I hate, one thing is that whenever I change my hair a lot. You can tell my hair is blue right now. I change my hair a lot. So next week, I might have a little curly thing. The next week after that, I might do a little straight thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, the thing is that people always want to touch it though. I change it so often that they want to touch it. And the thing is that they just touch it. They just be,
do you think that is like a racist thing, or do you think that's just like
I think it's a racial thing. Girl, do you see any little Chantel, Hannah go to each other? Oh my God, Hannah, how was your day today?
I think it's ignorant.
And then leave their hand here like, oh, like, yeah, and it's like, what are you doing that for?
It's like
my first fight in school, I was honestly I believe I was in first grade.
What?
Yes.
What, third grade?
First. Because every single day she would just, I was honestly like, I would say one of them, maybe 2 out of 3 little black girls in my school. And we lived in Bakersfield, California at the time. And this was 20 plus years ago. Right. So anyways, every day she would just want to pull on my pigtails and be like, why do you have those in your hair? Like, why do you wear those in your hair? You know, and it's like, you know, like, this is my hair, and this is how my mom did my hair today, you know. And she would just always pull on them. And I remember I told my mom, I was like, you know, she's picking on me, like she's messing with me. And my mom even told the school, like, you know, this little girl keeps picking on messing with my daughter, and I don't really feel like they did anything about it.
Because it kept happening, so no.
Yeah. So my mom told me, she said, well, if she's pulling on your hair, you pull on hers back. And well, I punched her, and that's not okay. But I feel like even at a young age, it's like, you know, we have to start educating our kids at a young age. You know, racism is, honestly, people say that it's just it's taught. It truly is taught.
Children are not born racist.
No, they're not, and not at all. They don't see color when little kids are born. They don't see any of that.
I think that if
someone said like, why, yes,
that shows the dialogue that is happening in her home.
That there's no interaction with any other type.
Or that means that they're probably talking about black women and talking about how their hair must be fake, or like, there must be derogatory terms used towards black people. And clearly that's why you're so obsessed with my hair. Yeah. Otherwise, my hair is my hair, your hair is your hair, and you wouldn't be thinking about my hair. So clearly, you were exposed to that. That says a lot about where she was coming from.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
That's a really good way to look at it. I honestly didn't really think of it that way.
Yeah, I feel like often when we look back at situations, when we start to see it not just from our perspective, but from the whole situation, things will start to make sense. Yeah. You know? Yeah. And I feel like my experience growing up was definitely similar to yours. Like, I feel like, specifically, I know kindergarten, I went to school in LA, and then after that, I know first grade through 6th grade, I was the only black girl. I would be the only black girl in my class. Yeah. I was
another black girl. Always the only black girl.
I remember my best friend in 2nd grade, she was a mixed black girl. And it's like, that was the closest thing I had to someone who looked like me. Yeah. And
I dealt with a lot of cultural, I would say, I feel like on both ends, because like I said, I grew up at a younger age. We lived in Bakersfield. We moved to Bakersfield when I was 3 years old. And so I was in Bakersfield from the age of, I want to say, from about 3 to about 9, 10 years old. So when I moved back out here, I kind of had like I don't know how to say it, but I guess when I moved back to a more of a diverse community, where there was way more,
people who look like you.
People who look like me. Yeah. More black people in my area. Yeah. More black people, more Mexican people, and the white people were the minority.
Oh my gosh, what?
So when I got there, I walked in like, good morning, guys. Right. And the moment they were like, why are you talking like that? When I moved from Bakersfield and I moved back to, I believe it was Gardena at the time. And I was no longer the minority based off of my race. I felt like I became the minority based off the way that I spoke.
Based off of your upbringing.
Yeah. Like I would open my mouth and people would be like, like, why do you talk like that? And it was just like almost dealing with a little bit of race, like within my own community.
Discrimination,
and it's like something that I had to just overcome. Like, no, like I don't talk Caucasian white. Right. Like I just talk like myself. Like this is just the way that I talk. And I feel like over time, the more that I accepted myself, the more other people accepted me and loved me for who I was. Right. And I feel like that's what a lot of black people are going through right now at the time that we're living in right now. It's like a lot of people black people are really truly starting to love themselves.
Right, I agree.
We have been taught and raised to look down on ourselves for the way that we talk, look down on ourselves on the way that we act, look down on ourselves on the way that we dress, the music that we listen to, the things that, really make us who we are.
Right, and I feel like that's why when you spoke earlier, you said you feel like a lot of black men are defensive when the cops are coming to them because it's happening over and over and over. Yeah. Like George Floyd when he was in the store, the fact that they called the police. I'm telling you, as someone who works in a store, people don't just call the police over money or a check or whatever. Like they don't call the police on that. They call the police when people are aggressive, when they have a weapon, and all this. And I can tell they call him Big Floyd. Like, of course, he was a big man. He was, his features were very black, and he was wearing black. Like, and it's just, I feel
which honestly really concerning to me because I have 2 big black brothers.
Big.
Tall, black, muscular. Because they take care of themselves, they work out.
Because they're black men.
Yeah, because they're black men,
and that's their genetics.
Exactly. And I have that fear of them just walking down the street, or them just sitting in a car, or them just walking to a store and someone just assumes that they're here to rob me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they just assume the worst about us the moment that we walk into any place. Yeah. You were telling us the other day about when you were at work and
which one?
When you were working, the lady asked her son to grab his purse.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I did experience a Karen, you guys.
She was so mad.
I feel like I don't want to talk about that, but I do feel like in just regards to, you know, George Floyd, I just want to say his name. I want to
say his name.
Really see us bring about the change that this nation and this world needs
So bad.
I even feel like even with the rioting, I feel like it's something that honestly had to be done. Something that needed to be done.
The pressure had to be put on.
And I feel like instead of, you know, there's so many people who are focusing on the negatives that's happening in regards to the rioting. I mean, to the rallies. They're looking at the looters and all of that, and it's like, I'm not saying that that's not a bad thing, and I'm not saying that it's okay for them to do that. But at the end of the day, I feel like it's taken away from the purpose of what's going on.
Yeah.
And now instead of people looking at the positives from what the rallies are bringing, everyone is so fixated almost on just the negative. And I feel like it's intentional because it's like, I feel like even at a point, I feel like that's a little bit of racism. Because instead of you know, I've seen so many posts where it's like, they need to just stop because all these rioters and these looters. And it's like, there's a purpose behind them doing that. So what would be the purpose of stopping?
Right.
And just saying, okay, forget it. It's like, just, oh well.
Well, this is the history of America.
We're
we want to make excuses.
Making history right now.
We want to make excuses for why we treat black people like scum, like they're less than. And it's all based off of false information.
Right.
Yeah.
And we have to realize when we're around people who try to provoke us in order to get a certain reaction out of us, so that their actions get credited,
right. Exactly.
we have to be aware of that. So we need to equip ourselves with this knowledge, so that these same schemes don't work anymore.
Over and over, yes.
Because if we fall for them, then that's on us as well. We should be aware of it. We should spend the time studying our history.
Right.
Because as we've seen, the same old saying that it's boring. History will repeat itself if we are not aware of it.
If you're not aware of what's going on, you won't even know that it's repeating itself. You would think this is something that's new, and it's not. It's not new at all.
Yeah, there's some people who don't even know like that this is about George Floyd. There's some people who don't even know that racism has been happening all the time. People who don't even know that, like, you know, not saying the N-word is not okay, especially in front of a black person. Like, it's not okay. So it's not okay to ask me if it's okay. It's not okay.
Yeah.
With everything going on,
you have to ask me if it's okay for you to say it. You know that already, that it's not okay for us. And we will never be that cool.
It's like when people say, no offense, but...
Right.
I know
the jokes aren't funny.
Yeah.
Like,
I want you to accept
it's not cool. Don't touch my hair.
With everything that we've gone through, with us being aware of the social climate, the pressure that's on, what do you think are the steps that, you know, we can take? Or like, what do you think about like solutions? People are starting to barely discuss the aspect of this point. You know, the discussion we need to address solutions. What are possible solutions that we as individuals can start taking? Yeah. Marching into the street is only one aspect.
We have the attention that we want. We have the attention is on us, and what we can do? I feel like one thing, there's multiple, but one thing, the first thing is to educate ourselves. Yeah. Educate the people around us. There are a lot of friends that have, they're asking questions, asking me what can they do. First thing is education. Do research. Know the history of why this is happening, how long it's been happening, and what to not do, what to not say, how to not act. Like, you know, and also I feel like we need to be qualified to be in the positions so that we can be an example. You know, be a police, be a judge, be a person on the street who is there to educate and diffuse the situation, and not just stand there and be bystanders and let someone disrespect someone over and over, put their knee in someone's neck, and you're just standing there as another policeman knowing that this is not okay. You're awkward. The cops that you see, they look awkward, they look like this is wrong, and you're just gonna go along, and then you end up putting your knee on their back too. They're ended up being
at the same time they were I feel like they could have been a little afraid to speak up and say anything.
Yeah,
because
of course, yeah.
they felt like they would have been judged within their group.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But which one do you value more, you know?
Right.
I think at this point we need to start organizing.
Right.
We need to move in a way that is intentional with our words and intentional with our actions.
Right, exactly.
The reasons why these agent provocateurs can come into these crowds of peaceful protests and turn them into riots and then discredit us is because we're not organized. We're not aware of who's fighting for our cause.
Right.
Someone can come in who has no business being there. We can't recognize it. Now we need to reach out. First, we need to educate ourselves. Yeah. Educate ourselves on the situation we're in. Understand the vocabulary.
Because we ourselves have to be educated before we can even try to educate
ourselves on the history. Educate ourselves on what's happened in these past cases.
Yeah.
And then we need to reach out and we need to start organizing with other people who are on the same level, who have the same goals.
Exactly.
And then we need to come out with actual goals and plans that we can implement in real time. So this is something that's going to take time. And I feel like we need to not let this fire die out.
Right.
Don't let these 4 officers be arrested and then that's enough. It's not enough.
It's not enough.
We're not asking for the police officers to say like, okay, like I hear you and I will take a knee with you. That's not enough. We need to go further than that.
Right.
Much further.
We are talking about a systematic approach.
Right.
A world
That's where I'm at.
Of children literally being raised for this to happen again.
With hatred in their hearts, ready to already just, I mean, they're being raised.
Right, to protect themselves, to let them shoot. Like, all this stuff is like, of course we need to be prepared, like, to encounter.
But it's not something that we need to be having to teach
other
our children.
little,
but it's definitely that we have to.
Don't have to do with it.
Because even my son, he's mixed. But at the end of the day, he's going to be seen as an African American child, which he
so
is.
He needs to understand the situation from his perspective.
Exactly. So I think that it starts with at home. Educating ourselves so that we can educate our children. Mm-hmm. Because if we're not educating ourselves, who can we educate? Who can we teach? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So
I'm right there with you.
That's where I stand. And it's just so sad that things like this have to keep happening over and over again for us to even come together and speak up and say anything. Right. We can't walk around and just be like, well, as long as it's not happening to me, then because you never know it can happen. And it is happening to you. Right in our back door.
It's happening to your friends, it's happening to your brothers, it's happening to everyone, your coworkers. Like that's what I remember. Had a coworker.
Even for the people who are standing on the sidelines, who may not look like us, just standing there and being a part of that, and not saying anything, that's affecting you. Yeah, it's affecting every single person in the situation.
Very true. Couldn't agree more. Yeah. So,
all right, ladies.
Hopefully,
So this is my finished look.
She's like
very simple.
That's what she said.
Don't do much with my makeup, but I love it.
I don't know if my husband's phone.
It's okay.
But yes, this is my final look, guys.
This is my final look too. And he said he sprayed, but this is my final look. I think they came out good. For you to not do makeup, she was lying.
Just because she doesn't make makeup, she doesn't make anything.
Thank you. I need to start making makeup.
Alright guys, thank you so much for joining me for my first Get Ready With Me video. We hope that you got something from this video, guys. No matter what it is that you guys are doing, you guys, if you're marching, if you're donating, if you're rallying, if you're posting, step up, guys, and be heard. Be heard, guys. That's all that it takes. We have to be heard, guys. We have to stand up together, make our voices heard, that we're not going to stop, guys, until we get some real change.
Right.
Real change.
Right.
Because, like we've been saying, guys, Black lives matter.
Alright guys, so that is the end of this video. This is our finished look. And I hope you enjoyed the discussion. I know that it is a tough topic to talk about, a hard pill to swallow, but it's important and we all matter. Okay, so hope to see you guys in the next video.